Hi there, I've got a really pretty card that uses gilding flakes, but kind of in a different way, so I think you might like this. I'll share with you what we'll be using. From our frames and tags, we have the Betsy, which is where I'll seat the sentiment. I'm going to be using the Rebecca, kind of as a side accent. And the focal element from the card comes from the Vanessa. And we're also going to be using some of the Persian Dawn gilding flakes. And I'm going to start with those. So what I've done is I've covered a piece of vellum, okay, with a sticky adhesive sheet. And I'll just give you a quick measurement before I take that off. At 5 1/4 inches by 7 1/3, okay? So I'm going to peel this off, expose the vellum, which kind of looks just like the adhesive sheets because it's kind of frosty looking now. Excuse me. Put that right in the center there. I'm going to take the top off of these, and they're always so full. I'm going to bring in a piece of Rubit Scrubit, and I'm just going to lay some of these down. Okay, and you can see there's all sorts of different colors. You've got some gold, some silver, some green, some rust. There's even some really pretty pink tones in here. It's absolutely lovely the way that these look. So I'm just going to use my Rubit Scrubit pad here and kind of move these flakes around so they get attached to that sticky sheet. We need a few more. It's kind of nice too because you can pick the colors you like. So let's get a little bit of silver down here and over in the corner, and then we'll just move it around and refine it. Okay. There we go. Move it around here, get this corner. Now I want to take off any of the extra bits. There we go. So you can see you've got some lovely color coming through there. Now what I want to do is pop this to the side, get underneath this. I'm going to move these out of the way for now. I'm going to move these off to the side, and I'll tell you what, let's just grab a piece of kitchen roll and we'll see if we can tidy up like that. And I can put that right back into my container, sort of. There we go. Pop that to the side, and we can just take the little dusty pieces away here. So, right, so now I want to show you this. Okay, so now you've got a really cool piece of vellum there, but what's really neat is what it looks like from the other side. So your vellum gives it a completely different look. Now it looks gold, or I mean, looks blue instead of silver. It looks quite yellow where the gold is, and you've got orange pieces coming together there, all sorts of different colors. I'm going to take a little bit of a tissue and just wipe the top of this. There you go, but it's a completely different look for your card. And I'm going to add a white backing on this, and that'll give it a couple of things. It'll make it more stable because it's vellum, it's quite flexible. So I'm just going to give it a light spray. But there again, that's the top where the flake was. Change it completely by having the vellum side exposed. There we go, and I really like the way that looks. It's just a completely different look. You wouldn't ordinarily get these sort of colors in gilding flakes, so I think that's what's really nice about this one. So I'm going to bring in my base piece. Got some little dusty pieces on there. And I've just gone with white on white with a little thin silver matte in there. Pop these off. I'm going to bring this over. There we go. Okay, so you can see it completely changes the way it looks when you have the vellum face upward, but I love the fact that you can do so many different things with it. So I'm going to bring in the Vanessa die. I've cut this one in white. It's a beautiful die. I'm going to add a vellum backing to this. Okay, so I've cut that using the outside cutting edge. Bit of glue. I'm going to pop that right over the Vanessa backing. That nice and straight. It grabs on the vellum quicker than card, so you really have to get it on there nice and straight to begin with. There we go. Okay, seat that in the middle. Let's put some mounting foam behind that. I think a couple pieces will do. All right, I'll come back to that in just a second. I've gone ahead and cut the Rebecca. So what I want to do is I'm going to spray the whole entire die with spray glue, and then I'm going to glitter it, and then we're going to cut it in half. Okay, so I'm going to bring back my copy paper. Well used, well loved. Bring in the Frosted Sparkle Glitterbitz. Give that a quick sparkle. Okay. Tidy that back up. And you can either use a paper cutter or just your scissors. The cut end of this isn't going to show, so it's not a problem. But what I do usually do is I'll take off that last little loop on both sides just to tidy that up so it's not in the edge piece. So I'm going to bring this in, seat this in the middle. That looks about even, and then a little bit of glue on the edges here. That should do the trick. I'm going to tuck that under the side. Just line it up with the edge of the card there. Give that a second. Same on this side. There we go. Give that a second. I've gone ahead and I've cut the Betsy die out of white with the outer cutting edge, and I'm going to just seat that right in the center here. A little bit of mounting foam. And what I've done again is I've used the Betsy die, stamped my sentiment, and used this die to center it. I'm going to bring in my scissors because the sentiment was too large for the center die, and I'm just going to nip these away and use that part here that's cut. So what I'm going to do is just round the corner, round this corner ever so slightly, and these here and here. So you've got a rectangle virtually that comes out of that die that's quite easy, and that will fit perfectly on top of where it came from. And there you have it. Add a few pearls in the corners and on the die cut, and you have an absolutely lovely card. And I bet you everybody will ask you, what do you use for that background? They'd be really surprised to find out it's gilding flakes.